Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Strictly Broken Brews. I'm your host Christian, and this week we're going to talk about Love Life Sunshine. It's one of the decks that's left with a high in-vet representation ratio, and it's probably interesting to talk about because the lists aren't like fixated in a sense yet that there's one true meta deck, but there's rather a bunch of decks that a lot of people play that are fairly different from each other and try to win the game in a different way. And this week I'm drinking cranberry vodka because it's a drink for cheap thoughts like the Love Life Sunshine girls. And yeah, let's just get into it. And we'll start probably with the list that's the most common, I think. You see it the most on Japanese Twitter lists generally, but I think a lot of people play it here too. It's Soxol and Gate combo. So it's red focused. And this particular one, I didn't find a topping list that was more standard, but usually what you see is you won't see the level 0 bomb, you won't see it as 0 quote unquote oversized and mills cards, and instead you'll just see forerunners. And you might not see the entry runner, but a lot of decks play the entry runner. The important cards here, the important card is that the other decks don't play is the Kanon back row, which has a top check, and when something from your side dies, you can sack it from the back row and basically rest that card again. Which is relevant because it interacts with your 1-0 combo, which is a Chica it's just a 1-0 bomb, and it has with the stock soul a climax combo that it on reverse salvages. So you can kill something with the bomb and then sack this to save the bomb and force the opponent to ram into it the next turn, which is a pretty powerful play. So 0 is just same as every other 0, trying to get pluses and having brainstorms, and this cute little tech that helps the 1-0 bomb be more potent. And then you have a level 1 just the Akatsuki does a clone every deck I think runs this at 4 or at least 3. I'm not sure, but 3 or 4, just because it's a good card. It helps you deck control, it helps you move through a deck, fix your hand. Even though this is the weakest of the Azusa clones because it's just 4k, it's still a really good card. We have 2 of the 1-0 Rico, which is just a filler beater and it tries to reverse, can help reverse stuff, and 1-1-0 counter, which I don't think a lot of lists run just because you don't have anything to protect at level 1, but you can use it to protect your early plays at level 2. So that's probably why he runs it. Then we move to level 2, which is to have the anti-change stock bomb, which every deck that has access to this type of effect probably plays just at least 1 copy to out Vivid Strike. A lot of decks move this up to 2 copies to basically be an extra insurance against sets like Vivid Strike or ReZero, basically anything with a problematic early play. This also has the random upside of sometimes pumping your board for 2k, basically with a 50% chance, which is neat. Because this build doesn't need to reverse at level 3, but there's builds that do want to reverse at level 3, and that sometimes comes up handy. Just a 2-1-3k counter, and I forgot what's the second effect. It mills the opponent for a number of your music characters. That's actually a neat thing. You can sometimes, very rarely, the opponent will be a 3-6 and you can kill it by milling them through 5 and forcing them to refresh. Or maybe force them to refresh in a bad scenario where they're attacking and they still have a lot of climaxes left. I don't know. It's basically the counter, and the other text is sometimes slight upside. Could also be downside, but you have control over when to play it. And then the important part is this package here of the 2-1 Rico, the 2-1 Chica, and the 2-1 Rico, 3-2 Chica, and 3-2 Yo. Basically, when you have the 2-1 Rico in clock, you can summon the 3-2 Chica at 2, and the 3-2 Chica summons out the 3-2 Yo for 1 stock. So you get 2 early plays for 3 stock. It's actually 4 because you need to play the double X, but basically 3 stock. And the Yo on attack reveals the top card of your deck, and if it's level, and you burn the level of the character if it's a music character, which obviously it will be a music character if it's a character. Yeah, so you get access to like a quote unquote finisher at 3. I say quote unquote finisher because you basically have like 26 hits and 24 misses, so it's basically like 50-50 if you hit. Yeah, and then the rest of the deck is just healers. So basically what this deck does and why this deck usually plays the Chica combo is because this early play package requires you to have a bunch of specific cards in hand. Like you need this in clock, this in hand, and this in waiting room, and you probably also want this just in hand a second time because you want to play it on the field because it's a level X, so that your early plays don't just start to everything, and because it's a good free hand fix. And this deck plays Vanilla Gates, which is like for some reason the most popular choice. This is probably the most boring or vanilla version of the deck of Lawless Sunshine, but it's like this the deck that gets used the most and the deck that works. It's good against decks that can't really deal with too early plays, but like a lot of decks are actually just equipped to deal with that now. So this deck, like this specific configuration, is actually kind of lacking in power plays. But like the 1-0 Chica and the 0-0 Cannon Bomb interaction is actually pretty good and can hurt a bunch of decks. Yeah, that's basically it for this one. Next we have, let's do this to go in a very different direction. Actually, not that different because this is actually a surprising build, but this is like 2 soul pans. The yellow blue focus usually doesn't include that much red, but this is actually like a combination of the normal 2 soul pans build and of the stock soul gate build because it just runs like similar level 0 lineup. You'll see this everywhere. Runner on death, pay 1 clock, 1 draw, and can fix. Anti-runner and brainstorm, and he also runs the Yoshiko, which has 500 assist, and you can pay 1 and rest this, discard a card. Yeah, it's discard a card. Yeah, pay 1, rest this, discard a card, look at top 2 and add 1 of them to hand and discard the other. So you use this to repeat like the 2 soul combo, which is actually a pretty neat little tech. I haven't seen that before. Yeah, so you just use this to repeat the 2 soul combo to basically make your opponent live a Ward of Pain. And at level 1 it plays the 2 soul combo, which is just on attack with the 2 soul you reveal top, and if it's a music character, add it to hand. And when this dies, you can pay 1 and bounce it to it. Well, when this dies, you reveal top, and if it's a music character, you may pay 1 and put it to hand. So this is your level 1 advantage combo. And then you still have the 1-0 Azusa, and you play the 1-0 Marie, which has on play top check, which interacts favorably with burns, obviously. By the way, the level X also checks top, and that also interacts favorably with the burn, because you want to know what's on top of your deck. And when it dies, you can reveal top, and if it's level 2 or higher, then this bounces to hand, which is obviously a very powerful ability because it's a free plus. In this deck, it's only got like a third of a chance, but there's other decks built to maximize this type of effect, and this is like the 4th deck we'll look at. And then at level 2, it's basically got the same package as the other deck, it just runs a different counter. So this is just a 3-5 counter instead of like the 3k counter with a mill effect. I don't think it actually matters what you run here, it's just preference. And he's running 1 less of the Yo from the early play package because he doesn't have enough room. And the more important difference, he runs 1 Yoshiko, which is like a tech card to bounce problematic cards. It has on play bounce an opponent's character, so you can bounce like the 3-2 Futaba from Persona, so he can't anti-change you. You can bounce back row to supports to like make sure you reverse with the 3-2 Yoshiko. You can like against rewrite, for example, you can bounce the assist, so you can actually kill them and don't get burned too. You can deny tap counter against decks like Osomatsu or Deliver Animals that need 5 cards in field, or you can also deny or make it harder for them to play tap counter by just bouncing in front row lane. Then being able to direct with a Musashi or something. Oh, and she can also pump soul, so that also helps you play her on tap counter, so you can just bounce a lane, attack, then side attack with her because you play a climax. Side attack with hers, and then just front attack with the last lane again. So this helps play around tap counters really well. And then there's a 3/2 Chica heal from first set. I'm not sure why he's playing this heal over any other heal. I think most decks just default to the Dia heal because it's a 1-cost heal. I'm not sure why he's going for the 3/2 Chica. He might do it for color. Other than that, I'm not sure. But basically, this is just a healer slot. And then he plays the 3/2 Yoshiko that has come into play Musashi effect. And on reverse with the pants, you can heal. So this is the 2 soul pants version. Basically tries to maximize the potency of a costless plussing 1/0 combo that even pluses you for 1 extra time for the stock. And then an end game that's kind of because it's a finisher and a heal, this basically enables you to do 2 turn kills. Because you damage them, then you heal back down, then you survive, and then you damage them again and properly finish them. So this is actually a very potent ability, and usually the deck, this early play package is usually not included, so the deck actually just loses field until level 3, so you just have 3 reverse targets for the Yoshiko, so you will basically always heal back down to 3/0, and then your opponent needs to kill you from 3/0 before you get another basically finishing turn. Which is a pretty powerful type of effect to be using, or to be And he also has the potency of the early play package. So either if he gets it off because he draws it naturally, or because he's a sack, it's a cool thing to have. It just gives you otherwise the deck wouldn't have good early play options. So this gives you a good early play option that's also potent because it basically makes the 2-turn finish even scarier because you start chipping away at his health from 2 because you potentially get extra attacks with the Yo, which you make more likely by playing cards like the Mari, which check your top. And this is kind of a fusion of the early play package and traditional 2 soul pants build. The strength of this build over the others is basically that you can finish the opponent while also healing down. And obviously 2 soul at 1/0 is 2 soul at level 1 is just a powerful effect. Let's go to Pants Shot, which is actually something I didn't even consider back when the set was spoiled, but it actually makes a lot of sense. So this is yellow blue. And here we have the classic lineup of, well, actually not so classic. We have Runner, Brainstorm, the Dia hand fix that also pluses you. But just these 3 you'll see in basically every deck. Basically every deck, not every deck. And then you have 3 old bombs, which is second time we see those, and 3 globals that are also anti-brainstorm support. I say anti-brainstorm, but it actually just means whenever the opponent hits of a brainstorm, you can draw 1, discard 1, so it doesn't actually hurt the opponent that much. So it's just a global with a nice little extra effect stacked on. And he's playing a global, assuming because he's playing the unreversed combat level 1. He's not playing the bonder to this. This is a stock bond that gives this, that you can tap to give this more power. I think that would possibly be a good card over the Yo Bomb because he's not playing red at level 3, so he doesn't need to splash it. It's cheaper plus. But this facilitates an early dry field better because it's on death. You can pay 2. So you can use this proactively and then salvage back something. So he uses the 1/0 combo that's on reverse. You may reveal the top 2 and add every level 1 or higher card from that to hand. Which is a fairly, this is somewhat less random than the on-attack reveal top check, but it's still like you can whiff on this, but you can also like +2 on average. You'll just +1. I actually haven't got the math with me right now, but I think the math is like 60% to hit one card, then like 20-20 that you hit 2 or 0. So it's kind of like on average you'll hit 1. Not exactly, but basically good enough. And it also runs the same as the other decks, the Azaza and the Mari, which are just good cards that you'll see throughout all lists. That's what I meant, like with a solid core. You see the Azaza everywhere, you see the Mari like everywhere that plays blue. You see the runner, you see the brainstorm, and you see the hand fix on that draw. Then he runs 2 counters, which he doesn't actually use for his level 1 board, obviously, because it's all very weak. But he mostly uses it for his level 2 board, which I'll get to in a second. So yeah, I've got the advantage combo, and he chose this advantage combo because it also combos at level 3, so he has his finisher and his level 1 advantage combo basically done. So he can use his level 2, so that he can lose his second climax combo for the Hanamaru, which is not really, it's neither a finishing combo nor an advantage combo, so it was always in an awkward spot in terms of where you want to be, because you want both a finisher combo and an advantage combo. But since the pants allows you to do both of those with 1 climax, it frees up the slot for the Hanamaru climax. And I got to that in a bit. He's just playing 2 assists and 1 stock bomb. 1 stock bomb, same as the other decks. And basically what this deck tries to do that's a bit different from the others is it tries to multi-field Hanamarus to the Hanamaru combo. So it starts healing down from level 2, and then it tries to protect field and compress and start healing more. And then when you hit level 3, you just deal damage and heal more. So this is a lot more a heal focused deck, based around outlasting the opponent than the others. Like the others were a bit more offensive, and this is a rather defensive version of the deck. But I think it like ends up working out fairly well, I guess I want to say. I'm not sure where I was going with this, to be honest. Yeah, different focus, tries to win more at level 2. Like it also tries, like the Hanamaru gets more power and it refunds your stock. And you're also playing a 2k assist, so this is like more around this is like more built around winning the field at level 2, and then like keeping yourself out of danger zone by repeatedly healing. And then we have the last one, which is the Kakegurui edition, which is what I and you and many others built like back when the set came out, because it was one of the more obvious and easy decks to optimize and build. It's going to be a very sparse list, a very focused list. It's just 4 runner, 4 brainstorm, 3 anti-runner. You can run 4 anti-runner, but I cut like the 4th one. Like most lists will run 4 anti-runners. I cut the 4th one for another 2-1 assist, which we'll get to in a bit. Then straight lineup here for Akatsuki, for Marie, for 2-soul combo. Just like your all-around plussing engine and utility engine. Then once you get to level 2, we have like 2 stock bombs. I'm playing 2 because you don't have the selection to actually like get the 1 copy you're running. This is, by the way, also an issue that the Pants shot list has. This is only runs 1 stock bomb. This also only runs 1 stock bomb with the 2 soul pants. And these are decks that don't have that great selection, because the level 1 climax combos aren't selective, they just randomly add cards from the top. So getting one-offs is actually really tough, and also getting like multiple specific cards. Whereas like the stock soul gate, like one advantage of the stock soul gate deck is that you basically, the 1-0 combo is selective. And if you trigger a gate, that's also selection. So you get like your one-offs way more consistently than the other decks. So I'm running 2 just because I have worse selection. And I'm running 3 of this. I was at 2 first, but I basically cut like one of the entry runners to go at 3 of this, because it's like just a costless hand fix. And it enables me to sometimes go for the early play package. which is actually even more potent in this deck, because if you look at like the distribution, I have way more hits. I have like 26, 31. Yeah, I have 31 hits, so it's like 66%, or it's like 2/3 of a chance to hit, 3/5 of a chance to hit, so like 60% to hit, instead of just like 33. So it's just basically this deck is also built around like maximizing this, maximizing the on attack burn, maximizing the on reverse burn, on cancel burn. And you get to top check with this you get to top check with the assist, and you get to top check with the Marie, which is also more likely to flip and bounce back to your hand. You have like not that many targets. You have 20, I think. 19. You have 19 targets for this to hit, so it's a bit more likely to hit than in the other decks. And actually, I think it's way more likely to hit than in the other decks, but let me check. Well, no, the other decks have like 16, 15, so it's actually, and 11. Okay, so it's way more likely than in this deck to hit, but the others are also fairly high. So you don't bank on this, obviously. You have your plussing combo that can plus you another time, but whenever you hit it back, it's always nice, because it translates into not only a free plus, but also late game utility in setting up your end game. So yeah, sometimes you can pull off the early summon package. I'm not sure if I want to, like, you could cut a fourth of the Dia Kurosawa healer for a second one of this to focus more on the advanced summon combo, but you don't have a lot of blue. Like, your only blue is the Marie, the healer, and the pants. So this also helps out for color. And this is basically your cheapest healer. If you have 4 others in field, this is just a 1-stock heal, which is very efficient. And this is like what the deck wants to do. It wants to finish the opponent while also healing down to 3-0. And once it basically has a very strong 2-turn kill over the opponent, which is what not makes this deck special. Like, it is what makes the deck special. Same Yoshiko bounce tech, and yeah, that's basically it. I'm trying to think of what else there is to say about this set. It's fairly, like, it doesn't have any obvious weaknesses. Because most of the builds, like attack, the 2-soul build is not an attractive combo, and because it plays a 2-soul, it will always be, like, it always has blow up potential. And since you're like dealing a lot of damage, like, it's not that hard to like keep it parity, and if you keep it parity, just having the access to like this finish while also healing back down to like basically deal the final damage over 2 turns, it's just very powerful if you're just able to keep on parity. On the other hand, like the stock soul gate version of this deck, this is like the version I actually like the least, because I don't think 1-0 bombs are very well placed in a meta right now, because you're losing damage, and sometimes you even randomly run into matchups like Idolmaster and Milky Homes, where your 1-0 bombs just don't do anything because their characters are level 2. I'm trying to think of what else is level 2, is it level 1? Or like, this doesn't do anything against 3-0, which is probably pretty bad. Like, it doesn't do anything against like pucks or like the red-blue deck of 3-0. And this is like, we can hark back to the ReZero video with this, because this is something Love Life Sunshine is a popular deck in Japan. Like, I think it's actually it's either the most popular or the second most popular deck right now, at like 9% or something. And ReZero is the second most popular. And what the Japan list of ReZero are actually doing is like play 4 Puck and play 4 Brainstorm. And the Puck ends up being level 2. So it basically just outs the cheat code to doing nothing if you just field multiple Pucks. So that's like also a way why possibly ReZero evolved into like this red-blue version that tries to wall at level 1 with the Puck, because Love Life Sunshine is a popular deck. Yeah. I mean, I think that the Chica Bomb just has a lot of weaknesses, but the Chica Bomb is what best enables this early play package, and the early play package is obviously very potent because you just get multiple early plays for an efficient cost, and like one of those early plays even can like start trying to finish the opponent. So yeah, the reason why, like at first the early play package wasn't in like my coin flip build, but because it's just not that likely to assemble. You need to draw this, you need to clock it, and then you need to have the Jika in hand and the Yo in waiting room. So it just ends up being a lot to ask for a deck that doesn't have a selective level 1 combo. Basically, like if you build it like this, if you play like the Panther and 2-soul combo and include the early play package, you're kind of relying on high rolling, which is, if that's what you want to do, that's fine, because obviously like the early play package gives you a higher ceiling. But if you just want to if you want to play the early play package and have like the consistency of actually getting this off most games, then you should just stick with Stock Soul, and like I wouldn't play the gate. I would probably just play Musashi's and the Pants. I think that makes the most sense. And like no Hanamaru level 3s and like Yoshiko's. Probably also not the 1-0 assassins. I think like if you want to focus around that, this makes the most sense. But if you like want to try to be the most potent deck you can be at the cost of like consistency, I think like any way the +2 combo works with the +2 pants basically build works with the early play package. If you can get that to work, it's probably gonna end up being the most powerful version of the deck. So yeah, that's me for Love Life Sunshine. Yeah, you can talk to me in the comments what you maybe what you want to see, what you like, what you didn't like. Like if you want me to do, I'm not sure how long I'm running. I'm probably running like half an hour right now. If you want me to do like more half an hour, 40 minutes videos, or more like the Vivid Strike one, which was a bit shorter, like how many decks do you want me to look at, and what do you want me to compare? Yeah, every like type of extra information about this helps me make better content and helps you like out in the long run, because I make better content. So yeah, that's it for this week, and see you guys around.